Hi, good morning, guys.
Let me know if you can hear me.
All right, you're absolutely welcome, guys. You're welcome to today's live session. And as we do it, we come every Saturday to just analyze synthetic indices markets, right? To look at what the market is currently doing and where we can join up with the market. And if you're new here, we host live session every Saturday morning to talk about synthetic indices. And also, if you have any asset you want me to analyze, you drop it in the comment section. The most mentioned asset is what I am going to be analyzing, right? We're going to analyze 3 to 4 assets and see what these assets are doing. So I'm going to get started with the first one, which is volatility 50, that the first person mentioned. So if you want me to make analysis on any asset, just keep dropping them in the comments. So let's get started with the first one, which is volatility 50. Volatility 50, and as you know it, we get started on our higher time frame, which is 24 hours time frame. So currently we're on the 24 hours time frame, and let's see what we have on the 24 hours time frame. So our last break of structure right on this 24 hours time frame is to the downside. That is our first that is our last break of structure. And as you can see, this is the liquidity. This is our primary inducement produced by the market, and you can see the market came back to take it out. So we used a sponsored candle for a continuation to the downside. So let's mark out that sponsored candle clearly and look at what market is doing. So this is our sponsored candle. Primary inducement has been taken. So it is very obvious that we have a very good area of reaction in the market. And after that good area of reaction, we had a change of character to the downside. And after this change of character, you can see the market was yet to actually take this low, which is our proper lower low. This is the proper lower low that we are expecting market to come back to take. But after a change of character, definitely market would come back to take what we call liquidity. So market came back to this fair value gap. We came back to fair value gap here for a good reaction. This is a fair value gap. And then we had a change of character. Remember, when a change of character happens, market is going to come back to take out liquidity. So market came back for what we call our primary inducement. We came back for this primary inducement. This is still on the 24 hours time frame, so it makes a lot of sense. The market is displaying all of this clearly on the 24 hours time frame. So what are we going to do? We're going to look at where market is currently reacting to. So this is our sponsored candle. So let's go to our 4 hours time frame. Now on this 4 hours time frame, after market gave us that reaction to the downside, we had a change of character. This was a change of character over here. A change of character. So we were expected to continue this down movement without coming back to break this high. But what did you see market do? We came back to hunt that particular high. And that is why it is very compulsory for you to often take partials and confirmation. There was confirmation here, and you would have taken partials if you were in this area around there. But that's it. By the way, we came back for hunt of liquidity. You cannot always predict what markets will do. Personally, I was expecting the market is going to continue from this area without having to break that high again. So I was expecting market to continue from this particular area for a sell continuation, but it failed. So I'm going to delete that and see what market is currently doing. Right, we had a change of character to the downside, but we could not break the lower low. Market could not come back to break this lower low, so it is still very possible for market to give us that hunt of liquidity. Remember, we had a change of character to the downside here. We still had a change of character to the downside here. So if market takes this high, I am not expecting it to come back to take this high yet, and if it takes this high, I might just be looking for my buy continuation. So after this hunt of liquidity, we have this pull to the downside, but I'm not going to be entering any sell movement for now until market breaks this particular low, which is a change of character for us, that an internal change of character for us, that we are about to continue to the downside to take this low. So when market takes this particular low, I am going to be waiting for a retracement. So I want to see something like this. For a break, I want to see this. The market come back to take out that liquidity, and then we proceed to the downside. So this is my current view on volatility 50. You can see that this high being broken was not really a real break. It was a sweep. We had it swept because market closed inside that particular high, so it was just a sweep. We've not had the real break of structure. So I'm just going to be expecting this low to be broken as an internal structure break. After it has been broken, I'm just going to wait for market to come back to this fair value gap. You can see that we have fair value gap here. There's a fair value gap here. And there's another fair value gap. So I'm waiting for market to come back to this fair value gap after this internal structure break. So that is that for volatility 50. Let's go to the next one. So which is the next one we're going to be analyzing? We're going to be analyzing jump 10. Let's go for jump 10. Keep mentioning the assets you want me to analyze, guys. Jump 10. So let's go to 24 hours time frame. Where is our last break of structure on the 24 hours time frame? All right, our last break of structure was to the upside. We had a break of structure, which is the first break. Break of structure. There was a break of structure to the upside, and so whatever we're looking out for right now, it has to be a buy continuation. And if market gives us a change of character to the downside for that retracement, we're going to look for a sell continuation until market gives us that retracement. So as we had a change of character to the upside, definitely I'm going to be expecting market to come back and take out this liquidity. I'm going to be expecting this liquidity to be taken. These two lows. Then I'm going to be marking out this breaker as my point of interest. This is my point of interest. I'm going to be waiting for that to happen. So I'm going to go to 4 hours time frame and see if there is an area I can continue the buy movement. Now this is what happened. This is a secondary inducement, but after the secondary inducement has been taken, market could not come back to break this high. We could not come back to take out this high, so I'm waiting for market to take out this low. Once this low is taken out impulsively, take note of what I said. When this low is taken out impulsively, I'm going to be having this. I want this to be taken impulsively. Market come back to this internal structure, then I continue the sell movement until market takes this particular low. So this is going to be my first take profit, and this is going to be my second take profit until market gets to my point of interest for the buy setup, and I continue that buy continuation. I hope that is clear, right? So let's do boom 500. Boom 500. Boom 500. Okay, so let's go to 24 hours time frame first and see what that is saying. 24 hours time frame. We had a break of structure to the downside, and definitely I'm expecting market to come back and take this particular high. I'm expecting this high to be taken. This is a fair value gap for me. A fair value gap for me, so I'm still expecting whatever market is doing here. I'm still expecting this to happen, come back to the fair value gap, and then we continue to the downside. So let's check the 4 hours time frame. 4 hours time frame. Where can we continue the buy? Currently I'm not seeing any area where we can proceed with the buy, okay, because this low being broken is actually a sweep. This is a sweep, and market came back to take this high, which is the internal structure, okay, and there is no liquidity market is coming back to take here. There is no visible liquidity that I am expecting market to come back to take here, so we might eventually come back and break this low again. But without that, if market gives me a change of character at this point of interest because of the fair value gap that we had there, if market comes back here and gives me a change of character, then I am going to be buying this market until this high is taken, until this particular high is taken. So that is my current view on boom 500, but for now I'm not going to be entering a buy or a sell setup at this particular area. You can see that we already had impulsive movement to the downside. This is 4 hours time frame, and even if market wants to continue that buy, we might have some little retracement and then continue till market reaches that point of interest. So let's see if we're going to have a change of character at this point of interest, then we can proceed to buying the market, right? So I'm going to be analyzing one more asset, one more volatility 751S. So let's go to 24 hours time frame. We already had a change of character to the upside. There's a change of character to the upside, which is super obvious. And so our current movement is buy, right? Our current movement is to the upside. So let's have this. we have fair value gap here, but I'm not expecting market to come as low as this. I'm not expecting market to come as low as this for now, because it is super obvious that we have double bottom. So if market can come back to this fair value gap, we are likely to raid out this double bottom. So I'm going to be marking out our last internal break of structure, which is this high. 4 hours time frame. So what am I expecting here? I'm going to be expecting market to come back and take this liquidity, V75. I'm going to be expecting market to come back and take this low as a liquidity. Then I'm going to be expecting this to happen. Currently, I cannot enter that buy setup. It has moved so far. So I'm expecting this to happen. So currently, this is my point of interest for volatility, 75 1s. And if that low is broken, I am not certain market would use these lows. These lows are what I am not certain market would come back to use after breaking this. It won't use this low. This low won't be used. This particular low won't be used. It is not a